Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Lana Simone. So first of all, I wanted to welcome you guys in. Pray you're having an amazing day. So today we're going to be talking about victory and triumph. And I think this is so important. What comes to your mind when you hear the word victory, and what comes to your mind when you hear the word triumph? Usually it's, you get a very exciting feeling, or you feel like a sense of accomplishment, or a sense of a positive sense, when you hear those words. And so usually, these things, we hear these words oftentimes like during races, or like during like big events. We hear that the team got the victory, or the team, triumphed over the other team. And it's just like the crowd's just like, oh my God, like, yay, so excited. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today, because I just want to encourage you today and remind you that we need to make sure that in all things in our life, whether little or small, that we're giving ourselves credit, that we're giving ourselves pats on the back, and just, giving ourselves the feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction when we do little or big things in our life that maybe have, we once had a goal set out to, finish an exam, and we didn't know how we were going to do it, but with time after time of studying, somehow we did it, and you get your grade back, and you got like 100 on your test, and you're like, oh my God. And so what is that? That's a victory. That's something that we should be celebrating and acknowledging in our life. And so oftentimes we forget to do these things. We just go in life. Oftentimes we focus on the negative things in our life, but we forget about the positive things. We forget about things that are actually, that we actually do accomplish, that we don't look at as like super huge, but they're really huge. And that's really what will help our minds, especially as people who deal with like mental health and stuff like that, start, just working on creating a more positive space in your mind. Oftentimes we can beat ourselves up. Everything's going in bad in our life, and so we just focus on the negative. We focus on the negative. We focus on our negative, and so we're trying to figure out why we dealing with mental health issues and all this stuff. And that's because our mind keeps on focusing on what's going wrong and what's not going right, and this and this and that. And so it's really hard when you're focusing on so much negativity in your life. You overlook the positive things. You overlook the little things that you do that, get overturned because you're thinking negatively all the time. And so I'm not saying it's bad to think negative, and sometimes people's life, you got a lot going on, but don't allow your mind to create a space of negativity. Like, you have to break it somehow. You have to break that cycle of negativity somehow in your mind. And that's by starting with the little things. Find something little in your life, or create something in your life. Like, if you can't find anything positive in your life and stuff is going bad, create something new. Create a new thing in your life that then can cause victory, which then causes your mind to become, think positive because you accomplished something. So it could be with you getting out and doing a walk for like 10 minutes. That's something new. That's something that you just created that was new. And now all of a sudden, not only are you getting exercise and you're getting out the house, but now your mind creates and releases something new, and it allows positivity to come back and combat the negative things in your mind. So, it's with the little things that we got to do, because people be like, well, everything's going bad. Listen, I just gave you some tips. Create something new. If everything in your life is going bad, create something new. You have the power to get up and create something new every single day. I don't care how bad things are in your life. We're not going to stay stuck. I'm not going to allow you to stay stuck. Got to get up. We got to know that you have a purpose. You have so much to live for. So you got to get up, and if there's nothing around you that's positive, create positivity in your life. You got to do it. You got to force it. You got to do it until it becomes your life. And so, this is how we combat our mental health issues and just different things in our life. We got to fight against it, That's one thing that has helped me, especially me, living on my own and just living a life that I'm kind of just isolated, I had to learn how to create like happiness in my life. I had to learn how to be what it felt like to be happy by myself, and just to create positivity, and just it just allowed me a different space to be able to have to, it kind of like forced me to figure out how to be happy, and how to just create happiness, and how to just, you know, live a life where I don't feel so negative and down all the time. You know, some days I do have days like that, but for the most part, I try my best to do things that will, you know, release endorphins in me that will help me feel better, especially when I have days that I feel down, or, you know, where my mind is just racing with negative thoughts. Like, I get up, if there's nothing positive around me, I'm like, okay, let's create something. I turn on some music, start dancing, go outside for a walk, do like what you got to find what works for you, but you got to find something to get your head and mind out of that space of negativity. And so just know we have to start celebrating ourselves. We have to start, you know, appreciating ourselves. It starts with ourselves. When we can get ourselves in order, you know, it's one thing to give out everything to everybody else, but give something to yourself. Give positivity and just give happiness to yourself. It's so easy to pour it into everybody else. Pour it into you, and you be replenished, you be refilled. And I guarantee you it'll be such a blessing, because you need that. Like, I just realized my earring is missing. I'm like, felt my ear, sorry, pause. But you need that. And so just know that it's important. Like, don't get stuck in your head, and don't get stuck in your mess and in your life circumstances. Create something new. Create positivity within you, within the things around you. And just, I guarantee you will help yourself to not have to deal with so much mental battles and mental health issues in your life, you know, because you don't have to continue to deal with that. And just because society, you know, puts out that everybody deals with mental health issues and all that stuff, yes, it's very much real. And yes, we have to acknowledge that, because sometimes, like, it's a real thing. But we have to now, okay, instead of everybody being like, yes, we deal with this, okay, let's bring forth the change. Let's figure out how we can fix this. Let's figure out how we can make this thing better, to where we don't have to continue to deal with the same thing. Or if we deal with it, it can not be so heavy down and weighed on us. Like, we find ways to be able to deal with it in a healthy way and create a better headspace for ourselves, so that it's not so much of an issue anymore, but we can find healthy ways to combat this issue that a lot of people have, and create a new space to be able to, you know, just have positive mental health. And so, you know, it takes time, and it takes courage, and it takes strength, and it just takes a lot of things. But, you know, we have that all within ours. Each and everybody has that, like, within them. So we got to just pull it out of us, and find that strength, and find that courage, and just find these things deep and down inside of us that God has put in us to bring out, so that we can push forward and do something new in our lives. So make sure you're celebrating the victories in your life. Make sure you're celebrating the big things in your life and the small things. And if you have no things to celebrate, create something to celebrate today. Like, that's what I really want to encourage you and send you off with. If you celebrate, if you have something, but if not, create something today. Create something. Like, get up, do something different, do something new, do something, and I guarantee you will feel a lot better. So you guys, I thank you so much for being here. I really just pray that this video will encourage you today. And I just pray strength to you, and I pray that you will just, you know, get up and try something different. No matter, you know, how long you've been struggling and how long that you've been going through things, I just pray strength to you today. I encourage you today. And I just, you know, really just pray that God just helps you to be able to overcome these things in your life in a positive way. So you guys, I thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video.